healing the physical body as a physical. The very first, most important thing that a physical person must do is make sure that they feel safe in their bodies, their physical bodies. Safety in the physical body is key in any of the energy types, but especially in the physical one, because that's their guidance system. That's their primary connection. If they're not safe in their physical body, they're not safe anywhere. And so it's very important to understand as a physical person, first, what does it look like when we're connected and when we feel safe in our bodies, and what it looks like when we're not. And so a connected physical person is going to trust themselves basically 100% of the time. They're going to trust their body's guidance system. They're going to trust the body knowing which relationships are safe and which ones aren't, which ones are positive and which ones aren't, which supplements, which food, which movement, which anything. They're going to go to their body and they're going to hear their body and they're going to know this is what my body says and I'm going to listen because my relationship with my physical is the most important thing. A wounded physical may question themselves, especially when it comes to other physical disconnections. A wounded physical still may trust what they need to eat and how they need to move, but they may not trust when they should leave a relationship with friends, partners, coworkers, family members, etc., because that physical disconnection is so painful that it's difficult if we haven't looked and healed this wound we've had from childhood to add to that disconnection. It's too painful, it's too hard to think about disconnecting further. And so most of the time, that wound stems from infancy, babyhood, early childhood, when the physical person was disconnected from their mother. Whether they were led to cry it out, whether they were adopted, whether they just were not given the love that they needed on some level, on a physical level, truthfully, they have a disconnection. And that disconnection caused a primary wound of the physical body. Because to a physical energy type, that physical connection is everything. It is who they are, it is what they're here to do. And when that gets removed, they ultimately decide that it's not safe to stay connected. It's too hard. And so they disconnect from self and they go off kilter and they focus instead on all of these other things, not trusting their bodies anymore, not trusting their experiences. And if they do a little bit and they come back, they still question themselves because it's too hard and too scary to consider facing that disconnection again. And so we have to first understand where it came from, why we feel that way, and we have to work on healing it. We have to work on recognizing that as an infant, it was unsafe to be disconnected from mom. It was unsafe to be disconnected from the caregivers. It was unsafe to be excluded because as a child, we require our caregivers to take care of us. We require them to feed and shelter us and to teach us. That's how humans are wired. And so that disconnection that a physical person does with self was to keep you safe. It was to keep you safe in that environment. And so it's not a wrongness. It was a safety survival mechanism, which is ultimately what we're all trying to do. But now that you are an adult and you have the awareness you have, it's more unsafe to keep yourself disconnected without your guidance system than it is to recognize that we've made the choices we did with the information we had, with the consciousness we had at the time, and that now we get to choose something different. And we get to reconnect ourselves and start to relearn how to listen to our body's guidance system and how to recognize when people are good or not for our system, how to recognize when situations, directions, choices are for us or are not. And we can work on rebuilding trust with our physical body, with self. Because as an adult, the only person who truly abandons you is you. The only person who truly can harm you at a physical level is you, because you get to choose the situations as an adult that you desire to put it yourself in. And I'm not trying to say that physical abuse is your fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the choices we made by listening to our bodies are our own, and it's time to take responsibility for that connection so that we know we've got us and that we are safe with self. We are safe in our bodies because our bodies are leading the way. As a physical person, the most important, the most intimate connection you will have with yourself is through your body. And you need to honor it, and you need to love it, and you need to recognize that you are here to be this beautiful, magical physical person. And the very first thing you have to do is create within self the most grounded, secure, and safe physical body experience, physical environment experience. Everything in your physical reality needs to feel the most beautiful, safest, loving environment that you can possibly imagine so that you can feel grounded and rooted and relaxed to be yourself, to be the moving, magnetic, magical physical person you are.